Welcome to Desi Journeys with Amar Ghanekar. Today we have a guest in studio who was given 2 medals by the Governor General of Canada for his community services. He's a prominent business person, he's a community leader, but his life journey started way back when he was in engineering college in Jalandhar, India, when he was selected as a pilot officer for Indian Air Force. His life took many different turns, and we will learn about his life journey today from him shortly. Stay tuned. Hello viewers, welcome back to Desi Journeys with Amar Ghanekar, and today we have our guest Jagdeep Perhar. Hello Jagdeep ji.
Thank you, Amarji. Thank you for bringing me here.
And welcome and Sat Shri Akal to you.
Sat Shri Akal to you and Sat Shri Akal to all the listeners of Desi Ottawa.
Thank you for joining us. And you have an amazing life story. A young engineer in Jalandhar who was selected in Indian Air Force as a pilot officer. He then joined technology industry, high-tech industry. He then worked extensively in real estate industry. You are very active in the community services. You are a very well-known person in the community. You have contributed a lot and you won many awards and medals for that, including the medal given to you by the Governor General of Canada. So we want to understand this inspiring journey of yours, if you can share with us.
Well, we can start from India because that's where the roots are. And so in India, I did my engineering from Amritsar, Guru Nanak Dev University. And while I was doing it, yes, I got selected as a pilot officer in Indian Air Force. But somehow, I think that God had some other plans for me, and I refused to accept that job and continue with my studies as engineering. And after that, spent about 5 years in India, in Chandigarh, Delhi. And when I left Delhi, in '96, I was working for Alcatel. Alcatel had a joint venture with the Modi Group in India, and I was working as the Chief Technology Officer, Chief Quality Control Officer actually, for India. And good exposure, a lot of learning. Learning did not stop at the university, learning is continuing all the way. Doesn't matter which job I had, in which field I went, continuing on the journey. Yeah, life is a learning school.
I understand. So it's interesting that then you were working in technology, high-tech industry rather in India. What brought you to Canada and particularly to Ottawa?
Well, like any kid in India or in the time in 95, 90s, everybody is ready to go to Canada or US or UK, wherever you get opportunity. I was just following the same pattern and trying to come to Canada. I was very fortunate that I had my sister and brother-in-law here, and very fortunate to have that they sponsored me and my family to come to Canada. Came here in Canada on 23rd August '96.
Wow.
I still remember that because that day Canada welcomed me into this wonderful country, and I always remember that day and time when I came. Anyways, I came to Canada to my sister and brother-in-law. They had a house here in Barhaven, and with a big heart. They were my mentors from the early days. Because of them, only they persuaded me to do my master's, and I was able to finish my master's. They provided me all the food, accommodation, and all the intelligence and wisdom to help me do my master's.
All the support you got.
All the support. I was very lucky on that aspect, for sure.
Yeah, and you completed in University of Ottawa?
Yes, I finished University of Ottawa Masters. While I was finishing my Masters, I did get a job offer in San Diego as a senior engineer with there used to be a company called Colicom.
Right.
And but the people in Ottawa I was so fascinated with the people in Ottawa. When he came here, met with so many people from high tech, government, and taxi industry. The people were there very close to ground, and nice people, very nice people. I was touched by the generosity and help they provided. So decided not to go to San Diego again, and because working life is one, and I thought that raising my family here with that kind of people around will be a better idea. So I decided to stay in Ottawa.
That's certainly, and I agree with you about Ottawa. And I think the for you, the theme has always been people.
That's
So
right.
you have always given importance to people rather than anything else.
Yeah, that's true. Because again, it is all the guidance and wisdom which is shared by the mentors. Even in Ottawa, I can say that the day I landed in Ottawa, I came home from the airport in one of my brother-in-law's friend, Mr. Jagdeep Perhar, in his car. Very nice gentleman, and I came in his car to home. And living with them, I realized that people around here, they are so welcoming, so genuine, that they're always looking to help and give you right guidance. And obviously, in that circle, I was the youngest one, so I got a lot of help and a lot of good guidance. People around, they're wonderful. People in Ottawa, I love them.
I agree with you, and it's not only you are receiving help from the community, you are also giving back. And you mentioned some time back that way back in 96, 97, you in fact were trying to give it back to the community by using internet, which was fairly new at that time.
That's right. So the goal, even in India or here, was that we are earning from the community, and we all have a basic responsibility to give something back to the community.
Right. So true.
So in '97, when I joined Nortel, Nortel Networks used to be a big company in Ottawa. About 26,000 people in Ottawa used to work for Nortel. And the two friends I had there, one's name is Lakhwinder Saran, and other one Mr. Satinder Singh. Unfortunately, Mr. Satinder is no more. But we three of us, we decided that internet was very new at that time, and we had about 140 businesses in total in Ottawa.
Wow.
Okay, and almost no one was on internet. Nobody had any exposure or presence on internet. So three of us, we created a website called Desi.org.
Nice.
And we were sitting at nights, burned a lot of midnight oil, and we created websites for almost 50, 60 of the businesses, and almost free of cost to them, because our mission was that we need to give them exposure to the internet, create a basic website for them so that they have a feeling of what the internet is and how to create a presence on internet.
Right.
The Pardesi.org was a one-stop information for all the Indo-Canadians in Ottawa.
That's amazing. And that too way back in '96.
Yes.
Which is amazing.
So slowly all the businesses, they had their own websites, and
Naturally.
the mission of Pardesi.org was already accomplished, and then there were a lot of other organizations, plus in Google and everything came up. Then there was not a need of creating having a separate entity, so we slowly wind that down.
Understood. But then from Nortel, Nortel had challenges. Everyone knows,
That's right.
particularly in Ottawa. So from Nortel, you made a turn, a completely different turn into a different industry, which is not at all related to high tech.
That's right.
And you didn't have experience. It's a regulated industry, so you have to get certifications or licensing. So how did that happen, and tell us about that?
Well, it is, like you said, the God creates, it shows you the path. And while I was at Nortel, I'm not a fan or big knowledgeable in the stock industry. Okay, so when you're working at some place, then they give you some options, and you have to invest for your RRSP and all the stuff, right?
Right.
I had no knowledge of that, and but real estate was, as any Indian or Punjabi, real estate is not a field; it's part of the blood.
So true.
Right. So I started reading some books from the library about the real estate, just for my own knowledge.
Mhm.
And one of my friend, Mr. Sanjeev Prasher, he was also in Nortel from High Tech, and he had joined real estate. So, or he was thinking of joining real estate, and he persuaded me. He said, "Oh, you are reading all the books in real estate, anyways. Why don't you have a proper course?" Okay, not a bad idea. So I said, you know what, let me do a proper course in real estate for my own knowledge. And,
Interesting, yeah.
And as part-time, I finished my course. And I finished my course in 2004, April, but for next 5-6 months, we never did anything because the intent of that was not to do business, because business was not in my genes, not in the plans, ever. And in my business, in my family, couple of generations, nobody has done business. So the salesman personality is absolutely was not there. But as I said, that God shows you the path, and you just have to follow that. And November, there was a major layoff at Nortel,
Right.
and the whole subdivision was shut down. So I had the license at that time. And I thought, okay, you know what, maybe just until the time we get a new job, we'll give it a try. And here I am. It's only 15 years now.
Well, it's interesting, and it's not only 15 years, and you, as I said, your theme is about people, about humans. That continued there too, and I know that you're not in the business of selling or buying homes, but selling or buying property, but you are in the business of finding homes for families and finding homes for people. So
That's right.
your approach has been different. You not being a salesman.
Number one, I'm an engineer. An engineer will always be an engineer.
True.
Okay. And second, I was not a salesman and never was a salesman, and I still don't think I'm a salesman. And the only feedback I get from my client is that I don't have no signs of a salesman. But in Ottawa, the way the people are, people don't like here salesmen.
True.
People want to have their own independence. They want advisors in whatever field they do, whether you even in stocks, insurance, mortgage, whichever industry you go. People in Ottawa, they like to have advisor who can advise them what to do, what not to do. Because when I am doing business or in real estate, I am not looking at a transaction. I am looking at that I have access to somebody's lifelong earnings, and I have to do justice to that.
True.
I have to find a place for them which is right for the family. And I try to put myself into their shoes and try to advise from that aspect. Never thought of creating another transaction. No, I'm not a transaction based. That probably is one reason that from last 12, 13 years now, I am 100% on the referral based only, which means that all the business which I'm doing is with my old clients or the referrals from my old clients only. So obviously they are liking something, that's why they are referring it. But that's the concept is that not to create a transaction. Correct concept is that I need to create a experience for the person that they will enjoy the property or the transaction which they are doing now, and they will relish this for the years to come.
So
right?
true.
So because we are playing with the lifelong earnings of almost everybody.
Very true.
Right? It's a very, very responsible job.
So that's you are mainly known, your face and your name is mainly known in the community for all the community work you do, and we all admire that and respect that, and it has been recognized at many levels. Means there's a list of awards and medals, and you do truly deserve that, including a medal by the Governor General of Canada, award by the Ontario government. So tell us more about all the work you do. Means most of the people know it, but for the people who don't know,
first of all, we don't work to get award.
true,
We work to do what we like to do. When somebody is doing something which they are passionate about,
right,
right? When you're passionate about doing something, I believe the result will be something positive experience.
so true,
So from the day, and again, it is part of the blood. Both my parents were teachers, and my dad was he was my mentor also. And even now, even though my dad has gone for almost 17 plus years now, but whenever I have any difficulty, I always remember him and say, what will he suggest at this time? So I do that, and because he's my mentor, I still consider him my mentor, and he still advises me. And his biggest piece of advice, which I almost remember every time I get opportunity, if not every day, is that money can be earned by anybody. The respect is very difficult to earn.
so true,
Right?
so true.
So the goal of life is not only to earn money, but to earn respect of people you are working with. So when you are dealing with the community, we try to find issues, social issues in the community, how to raise community's profile in the Canadian mainstream community. When you start thinking on those lines, you get some ideas and you start doing it. And every now and then somebody sees it and they recommend your name somewhere, and most of the time the awards which I have received, they're all surprises to me. The first time I was nominated, I was in India on vacation, and I got a call because my phone was forwarded to India. I got a call from one of the member of parliament's office that your name has been recommended. Do you have any concern or issues with this? He said, I don't know what you're talking about. And first I thought that he missed my name with somebody else. I asked him, can you verify that you're talking to
The right person.
The right person? Because I have no idea what you're talking about. He said, no, we are talking about you, and your name has been recommended to the member of parliament, and we are recommending you for the Queen Elizabeth award. Okay, you can recommend it, but I was not sure what the process is or anything. When I came back to Canada, then I was given an official letter that yes, your name has been recommended and approved. Okay, so that was the first award, and the second time again, one of the city councillors who was always promoting Indian community and people are the leaders in the Indian community. So they had recommended my name for the Governor General Award, which is the Sovereign Medal. That was the first time Sovereign Medal was initiated by the Governor, and I was the first Indian to get that award.
That's amazing, and you are also inducted as a knight. If you can tell us about that.
Yeah, again, I'm a member of Royal Canadian Legion, and whatever help I was providing there or in the community, somebody recommended my name, and when I got it, while I was the investiture, that's how when I found out that I was the first Indian in North America or something to get this, but I'm sure it is. There must be other people, but in Ontario for sure I was the first one to get it.
No, we are very proud of you, and we all know what you do. So that's just a recognition of, and that actually those medals and awards, they reflect our feelings too. So
thank you.
So that's
well. It is nice to have that recognition, Because again, you are not doing this for the sake of
True.
getting those awards.
Very true.
But if you are doing it, somebody recognizes it, and it's good to have the appreciation.
Very true. You are active in many charities and many causes. Do you want to mention so that people can also, we want to talk about those so that people can contribute to those causes also?
Well, my personal philosophy is that where you're working, you have to contribute something to the society, because the
True.
society can only improve if everybody contributes.
Very true.
So you don't have to be in an elected position or something where you contribute. You can contribute anywhere.
Right.
Like we said, the charity begins at home, right?
Yeah.
So we had started a project where we raised some funds for the Queensway Carlton Hospital.
Mhm.
I was involved with that, and they had offered me, they wanted to get more into the Indo-Canadian community and involve more people and bring more leaders into the charity world. So I was inducted as a board of directors about 5 years now in the Queensway Carlton Hospital Foundation. The purpose is to share the experience and get people involved in the charitable work. And because, for example, Queensway Carlton Hospital, majority of our Indo-Canadian community, their parents, they all use Queensway Carlton Hospital.
Sure.
And the service and experience can only be increased by the help of the people. So if we want to utilize those services in the hospital, it is our responsibility to contribute there as well.
Very true.
So that's what I am doing at Queensway Carlton Hospital. Recently, I was put on the board of Shaw Center, the Ottawa Convention Center. Unfortunately, because of this pandemic situation, the Shaw Center is now shut down because of the COVID situation, but very soon it will open. It's one of the biggest facility and landmark for Ottawa, and I hope to contribute something positive there as well.
We know that your father is your mentor and you are very close to your family. Tell us more about your family and all the friends that have supported you during this journey.
Well, family and friends, that is my base. And whatever I am, it is partly or 100% because of them. In my family, my dad, I mentioned, but both my parents were teachers, and my dad is no more physically with us. Mom, she's retired, very accomplished in her life. She's now retiring, enjoying a retirement life these days. 6 months in Canada, 6 months in India. These days, because of the pandemic, she was in India and she's stuck there.
Right.
Hopefully she'll be here soon. I got married 98, a beautiful wife, Jagdeep Perhar, and she is definitely the big support behind. And not only gave me the two beautiful girls, Carmen and Puneet, but Puneet is the major force behind my success, because she's looking after the house, looking after the girls, and all the business administration behind the scene for real estate and all the portfolios I have. Without her, I may not be where I am now.
Understood. So
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. So Preet is at home, looking after the family, looking after the girls, and at the office, looking after all the property management stuff, as well as the administration and business enhancements in the real estate.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Tell us about your friends.
Well, friends, wherever I am is 100% because of friends. But I do want to mention one friend in particular, and I'll tell you why I'm saying this. When I came to Canada, I was nobody here. And just like a lot of other kids who come as a student visa or new immigrants struggling to settle in Canada, they like I said before, that people here are so nice. I'll give you example of one person. His name is Karminder Brar. Karminder Brar, I hope and I pray to God I never forget him until I die. I've not forgotten in the last 25 years. I was used to live in Barhaven, and he used to be he was a senior engineer with the Nortel Networks, working at a Moody Drive location.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever there was any career fair or anything, he will drive all the way from Moody Drive in Kanata to Barhaven, pick me up, make my resume, make photocopies, and introduce me to the managers there. After introducing it, my interviews, he'll drop me back to Barhaven and go back to work. And he has done this numerous times, and until I got the job. But important thing is that he was helping somebody who was nobody.
So true.
Right? So that's why those things are engraved into my head and heart, that when you're helping somebody who's nobody and you help somebody to establish, those things go for a long time. Okay? And one should never forget. And even on to your channel, media, I want to say thank you to Karminder. Karminder, you are a big reason of me involving in the community, helping out people, because of people like Karminder and many others, like I will be missing a lot of people if I start naming them, but Karminder's name, because he was one of the first ones who created a signature on my head that yes, this is how you help people.
And you carry it forward. We know that, but we appreciate that's an inspiring story for all of us, particularly when there is a person who is struggling or who is nobody, who is trying to establish himself. I think at that point it's so critical to
Yes.
help that person.
Everybody wants to help somebody who's successful.
True.
And not too many people are there who want to help somebody who's struggling and starting in life and don't know what to do, what's the right thing to do. And
So
he was one of those, and he was not part of the family either, he was just a friend. But again, there are a lot of people like that in Ottawa who are doing that, who did that to me. That's why I love Ottawa.
So true. Obviously, we have limited time, but one thing I want to ask you is if you have any message or anything you want to convey to our community, our users who are watching here or everywhere in the world, if you want to say something to them.
Well, the only thing I can say is do what you are passionate about. Do not do it just because others are doing it. And if you want to be successful, hard work is the only key. There is no shortcut to this. Hard work is the only key. And if you're passionate about it and you're hardworking, success is not a chance, it will come for sure. And the only second thing is, if anybody is helping you, do not forget. They say that if you are going up on the ladder, don't forget the person who's holding the ladder at the bottom. Because the moment you lose in touch with the person who's holding the ladder, you are sure to fall flat.
Sure. Thank you, Jagdeep ji, for your time and sharing your inspiring story, right from a young engineer aspiring to be an Air Force pilot to a real estate business person, not business person who's in real estate business, but finding homes for humans business, and a dedicated community volunteer. We appreciate what you do for the community, and we appreciate your time for sharing your journey to our viewers.
Thank you very much. Again, we are in the business of making new friends.